Right now at 5, a government shutdown looms with the deadline set for next Wednesday. And some of us this morning dealing with some patchy, dense fog out there. It will eventually clear out. Got a pretty good Thursday ahead of it. Let's look at your forecast coming up. And Oklahoma authorities arrest 2 in connection with a death investigation.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. on this Thursday, September the 25th. Happy Thursday. Getting closer to the end of September, getting closer to October and spooky season. And for some of you, another pretty spooky looking start out there. We're going to start in downtown Pittsburgh, though, with our camera there, 4th and Broadway. Looks good. And this is what we talk about as well with the rapidly changing visibilities. Now we'll head down to Joplin, 7th and Rangeline. Take a look at that. Got some very dense fog out there. We'll take a look at some other cameras. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. In Joplin, you can kind of see 17th, 15th Street, but you can't see it too well. And other MoDOT cameras around the area. The Main Street exit, again, we have okay visibility, but everywhere else, in fact, I-44 at Rangeline, visibility here has almost dropped to 0 at points, and you can see at exit 4, it's heading down toward Oklahoma. It's pretty much 0 visibility. We do have dense fog advisories through 10 a.m. For the counties highlighted in this dark gray color, and of course that's because, take a look, we got some dense fog. Joplin, 0.3 of a mile of visibility. Grove is at 0. Parsons, 0.6 of a mile. You can see into parts of Lubbock County and points west. We do have some dense fog there. And then we've just got this right along 69 and 49. Then it takes 44 heading southwest into northeastern Oklahoma. So reduced visibilities really everywhere except Sedan at this point. I mean, 10 is where you should be, but you're at 9.1, so not that bad. But otherwise, really, low beams, not your high beams, because trust me, it will not help you at all. Fog lights, if you've got them, this is again the type of weather they are designed for. That's why they're called fog lights. And you really need to slow down. The commute I had from here to here, a lot of points out there, especially on the north side of Joplin and heading up Old 96, where visibility truly was 0. I was probably doing about 25 miles an hour on the highway. So be cautious, be smart, be safe. Now, once this fog burns off, again about 9-10 o'clock this morning, we are looking at a mix of mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through the day. We're otherwise dry. We'll have that light north breeze. And all in all, aside again from this morning fog, a fantastic Thursday lined up for us. Temperatures this morning cooler than where we were yesterday for sure. We've got mid-upper 50s, got some low 60s here and there, especially down to the south. But again, a much more seasonable start to the day for us out there as well. Kids heading out the door, again, some patchy fog for at least some of us. We'll be upper 50s, low 70s by lunch and recess, upper 70s as they head home. That's where our highs are headed. We'll go low 60s by 9, low 70s by noon, and upper 70s for our highs today with the north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now today, temperature's pretty seasonable, but they do start to warm up over the next few days. We'll go over the full details with you in the full forecast, and of course that's coming up here in just a few more minutes. This morning's top stories: Kansas Senator Roger Marshall blames Democrats for demanding additional spending as Washington faces a funding crisis. A government shutdown looms with the deadline set for next Wednesday, October the 1st, after the Senate failed to advance the House Republican bill. The measure would have kept agencies funded through November 21st. Now, both parties searching for compromise. President Trump said on Truth Social Tuesday that meeting with Democratic leaders, quote, would not be productive at this time. Kansas Senator Roger Marshall says Republicans are offering a reasonable compromise in the budget standoff.
We've offered to the Democrats just to continue things at the spending levels they set. So really the levels we're talking about, every Democrat in the Senate voted for last December. But now they're wanting to add $1.5 trillion of spending, borrowing that money from our grandchildren. And the Republicans, myself, were saying, no, let's just keep things at the same spending level until we get things sorted out a little bit further. So a short stopgap measure here for the next couple of months is what we're proposing.
Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries released a joint statement saying, in part, quote, Democrats have been clear that we are willing to sit down and work toward an agreement that protects the health care of the American people and improves their quality of life. Oklahoma authorities arrest 2 people following a death investigation. According to the OSBI, Jacob Bailey and Renee Carpenter have been charged in connection to a death investigation investigation from earlier this week. Monday morning, Veneta police officers responded to a property on South Foreman Street. They found an injured man who was taken to a local hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Investigation determined his injuries were consistent with homicide. Authorities have not released the victim's name. Both Carpenter and Bailey have been booked into the Craig County Jail. And a gunman opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas yesterday morning in what the acting ICE director says he's convinced was a targeted attack. Marvin Hurst has the latest.
A gunman opened fire on an ICE facility in Dallas Wednesday morning, shooting 3 people and killing at least 1. The federal government confirmed all 3 of those shot were detainees at the facility. According to the Mexican consulate of Dallas, one of those shot was a Mexican national.
Multiple rounds were fired into the building indiscriminately, into the lobby doors, the windows, various walls in the building, but also our sally port, which is where we bring in the secure location for detainees. The shooter fired indiscriminately into vehicles. The detainees were in the vehicle at the time.
Officials say the gunman opened fire on the facility from a rooftop across the street. One victim was shot while running from a van trying to get help. The suspect died on the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. FBI Director Kash Patel posted a photo online of what he says are the gunman's unused shell casings, one with a handwritten message that says anti-ICE. Republican Senator Ted Cruz condemned the current political climate that he says is leading to violence.
This must stop. To every politician who is using rhetoric demonizing ICE and demonizing CBP, stop.
This marks the 3rd shooting in Texas directed at ICE, or U.S. Customs and Border Protection. As for Wednesday's incident, no law enforcement was injured. Marvin Hurst, CBS News, Dallas.
A Dallas field office serves as a temporary holding facility for some detainees. The Dallas facility was the target of a bomb threat last month. That suspect was arrested. The Department of Homeland Security says attacks faced by ICE officials are up by over 1,000% since this time last year. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather. Coming up on the KOAM Morning News, Super Typhoon Ragasa slams Hong Kong with hurricane force winds and deadly storm surge. Plus, the paper trades Scranton for Toledo, and Wicked returns to theaters. Details, and we've got, not in Pittsburgh so much, but we do have dense fog out there in some of the region. We're going to have another full look at your forecast when we come back. Time now is 5:08. Well, topping World Watch, in recent days, we've been watching Super Typhoon Ragasa rumble across the western Pacific. The storm has now lost Super Typhoon status, but it's left a lot of destruction in its path. Anna Corin reports from Hong Kong.
After furiously barreling across the South China Sea, Super Typhoon Ragasa slammed into Hong Kong, bringing hurricane-force winds, torrential rain, and a storm surge that's left a trail of destruction. At this luxury hotel, a torrent of seawater crashed through the lobby, sending people and glass flying. While in neighbouring Taiwan, heavy rain caused a dam to burst and a bridge to collapse, killing at least 17 people. In southern China, more than 1 million residents have been evacuated from low-lying areas.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
For my family, our house is close to the water.
And you check the house. Okay?
And this violent storm surge was too close for comfort.
As you can see, flooding, water's now trapped, and my boys and I are trying to now get it out.
Thankfully, our sandbags held and the water receded. But this storm's fury is far from over, as other cities brace for impact.
Anna Corin, CBS News, Hong Kong.
Now, Super Typhoon Ragasa's impact is still being felt across Southeast Asia, with authorities warning of more dangerous weather in the days ahead. Well, still to come, lessons from one family's successful battle against childhood cancer. Plus, we have some dense fog again out there to start the day, but we will eventually clear out and warm up. Got another look at your forecast when we come back. Time now is 5:12. Well, Stop the Presses, a newspaper-themed show, is being renewed for season 2 as Hollywood returns to Oz. Gwen Baumgartner has your eye on entertainment.
Move over, Dunder Mifflin. There's a new cringeworthy mockumentary that's drawing in viewers with its ragtag employees.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh.
How do you think it compares to any other paper?
It sucks.
Only a few weeks after the paper premiered on Peacock, it was announced the show is being renewed for a second season. The series is considered a spin-off of cult classic The Office, trading in a Scranton paper company for a Toledo newspaper. Actress Ramona Young is cast as a reporter.
I knew everyone working on it was going to be really smart and really talented and really funny. And I was right.
Season 1 episodes are available on Peacock, but will be rerun in primetime in mid-November.
The wand really sells it.
Elphaba and Glinda are back to cast another spell on moviegoers. Wicked is returning to the big screen November 21st with a sequel.
It's the Wicked Witch!
The first movie defied gravity and box office expectations. This new trailer of Wicked for Good hopes to capitalize on that momentum with the return of stars Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo as they take on a changing Oz.
Here's the plan. I have no plan.
Well, I do.
Oh, thank Oz.
Fans can expect more magic and 2 brand new songs when Wicked for Good debuts. Paris Hilton is taking her love for dogs to the masses. The Chihuahua-toting socialite is unveiling a new kid-friendly web series this week called Paris and Pups.
And I'm so excited for you to follow the adventures of Paris Star and her adorable pups.
The episodes will be released weekly on the Paris and Pups YouTube channel. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
All right, I think we need to jump on this bandwagon. We need to make a cartoon series of KOM. I think that would be a kid-friendly, animated version of the news. I don't think it's a bad idea. With the tech today, I feel like we could probably pull it off. Well, that's all right. We'll figure that out. And in the meantime, if you're driving this morning, there are some areas you need to be extraordinarily cautious in as we've got dense fog out there. Now, Pittsburgh downtown looks okay. When we come back, we're going to take you on a little camera tour in Southwest Missouri and tell you why you need to slow down and what happens when the fog clears out when we come back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:19 on this Thursday morning. Live look first, downtown Pittsburgh. Looking pretty good so far, but you want to talk about rapidly changing visibilities, just start heading down to the south, and this is what you're going to run into. So our camera 7th and range line in Joplin, you can see that fog out there, and in some instances, it's quite dense. In fact, MoDOT cameras around the metro area, that's what I was talking about earlier, I-44 range line. Visibility is just about zero, and really it's just about zero at exit 4 heading back into Oklahoma. You can see this fog. You've got to slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. MoDOT camera 20th in range line. Same situation. In fact, I think the fog's a little thicker now than it was when we started the show down there. So you've got to slow down. Be cautious. We do have dense fog advisories for the counties in dark gray. These will run through 10 o'clock this morning. And Joplin now reporting zero visibility along with Miami and Grove. All right, so we're talking good stretches of I-49 and I-44 into the Oklahoma area on the Will Rogers Turnpike. We're talking 69, we're talking 60, we're talking a number of our major highways in the southern half of our area. We also have reduced visibilities, parts of Labette County, points off to the west. Iola now down to just under 4 miles, Carthage under a mile. So again, slow down, low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. Leave early, be prepared to leave early, all right? It's 5:21 in the morning. Maybe you're just waking up, you're getting that coffee. This is your wake-up call from us saying you need to be ready to leave early because, again, my trip from here to here, there were points in which I was probably going about 25, 30 miles an hour on the highway. So you've got to be cautious, and you don't want to try and speed through this because you can't see. When we're talking zero visibility, we're talking zero visibility. That's really the big weather story this morning. It's just that fog. After it burns off, we're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies throughout our Thursday. Otherwise, we are dry. Things are pretty pleasant. I know we need more rain. I know we have drought conditions. It's just unfortunately, we don't have any on the horizon. As we go overnight tonight into tomorrow, winds are going to be calm, but occasionally we might get a light south breeze here and there, and this is all going to help bring in some of that warmer air. And as we head through Friday, again, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Could have some fog again overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, and that's really about it. We even head into Saturday. Saturday looking even better. We are clear, we have that southerly breeze, and we'll have those temperatures continuing to warm up out there. So again, there's that fog at 7th and Range Line, and we'll have that patchy fog through at least 10 o'clock this morning. Might clear up a little earlier. We'll just have to kind of wait and see. But otherwise, near 60 to start the day and about 70 by 11 a.m. Heading into the afternoon, mix of those mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Temperatures climbing into the mid-70s, a north breeze at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. And again, late tonight, probably after 11 or midnight, that fog will start to return. We're going to fall back through the 60s through 10 and back into the upper 50s. Could get a couple low 60s, similar to what we're seeing this morning overnight. And again, partly cloudy and foggy once again. We'll go near 80, still the expectation for our Friday. Low 80s, low to mid 80s over the next several days. So that's the thing, is our temperatures, yes, they are above normal. Our average high has fallen back now to about 79. You can see where those temperatures are going to be certainly above that, but thankfully they're not excessively above that. We're not looking at going into the 90s as we head into next week, so certainly some good news there. Otherwise, yeah, we're dry. The weather's nice. You got something to do this weekend, maybe some things to do outside. You've got some good weather to do that in. That's a check of your forecast. Switching over to Health Watch this morning. Health experts are concerned about a sharp rise in cases of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. A CDC report found since 2019, infections of NDM-CRE have surged more than 460% in the U.S. The drug-resistant infections can manifest as pneumonia, bloodstream infections, or urinary tract infections and are extremely hard to treat. In 2020, approximately 1,100 people died due to these infections. Where you live could affect how likely you are to survive cancer. American Cancer Society research found big disparities in the quality of cancer care and insurance coverage in rural America. As a result, Americans in rural communities are less likely to survive cancer than people in urban communities. The study also found black cancer patients have lower survival rates than white patients. And if you notice trouble concentrating or forgetting things, you're not alone. A Yale study found a rising number of adults in the U.S., particularly people under 40, are reporting serious issues with their memory and concentration. Researchers say more study is needed to understand if this reflects actual changes in brain health or just better awareness and willingness to report cognitive problems. And September is Childhood Cancer Month. It's estimated currently about 500,000 cancer survivors were first diagnosed under the age of 20, according to the National Cancer Institute. 85% of children diagnosed with cancer now survive 5 years or more, highlighting the importance of following these patients as they can develop health problems later in life related to their treatment. Jessica Moore has one family story.
Beep, beep. Hannah Barbu is a happy, healthy 7-year-old who loves to dance.
Yes.
And do puzzles. She's also a cancer survivor. At just 10 weeks old, she was diagnosed with a rare cancer that starts in the nerve cells called neuroblastoma.
You're living your worst nightmare.
Hannah endured 4 rounds of chemotherapy over 3 months.
You go from having this brand new baby at home to now living in a hospital. She had a really bad reaction to one of the chemos and went into full-blown anaphylactic shock. I mean, I literally turned purple and stopped breathing in my arms.
The treatment was successful. Hannah is now among hundreds of childhood cancer survivors receiving lifelong follow-up and care through Northwell Health's Survivors Facing Forward program.
We know that many of the critical treatments that we rely on to achieve cure are associated with a wide variety of health problems and psychosocial challenges that may arise months to even decades after treatment.
Dr. Lena Jaffe says late effects can include heart disease, secondary cancers associated with treatment, endocrine, and fertility complications.
Our program is designed to not only screen for and address these long-term challenges, but also provide patients and families with the counseling, guidance, and support that they need.
This just adds like an extra worry for her future.
Laura says the support Hannah has gives them peace of mind.
So many other families don't get the opportunity that I get. To see her grow and see her be the person that she is just the greatest honor. I'm so grateful because it could have been a lot worse.
So they don't take any of these moments for granted. Jessica Moore, CBS News.
About 9,550 children in the United States will be diagnosed with cancer in 2025, according to the American Cancer Society. That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, seniors in Pittsburgh can access free health screenings and community resources at a special health fair. More than 15 vendors ready to help with everything from fitness to financial assistance. And take a look at this. We've got some dense fog out there again this morning for some of us. We're going to take a look at that fog and what happens once the fog clears out coming up. Plus, big changes are coming to Neosho's water services, but your rates will stay the same.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 5:30. Coming up on 5:31, I'm Chris Warner on this Thursday, September the 25th. Happy Thursday to all of you out there. We've got a pretty decent day ahead of us. However, we've got to get through some dense fog across the area, and you're going to have to be extremely cautious out there. We're going to start, though, with live look downtown Pittsburgh, where it's not as foggy. Now, we're still getting some fog reports, or at least slightly reduced visibilities around the Pittsburgh area, but as you can see, the downtown area at least looks good. But then take a look at this. This is 7th and Rangeline in Joplin. And I know, on the drive, it's a bit of a drive from Joplin to Pittsburgh, but you're not having to really go that far before visibilities start dropping off like that. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. It's actually gotten worse. So this is 17th Street. They have the camera pointed north. That's 17th Street. Earlier this morning, when we started, you could kind of see the traffic signal that's just 2 blocks down at 15th Street. You cannot see it anymore. The fog has gotten considerably thicker, reporting zero visibility there. MoDOT cameras along the interstate, for those of you who are traveling, again at Main Street, it looks all right, but then you head to exit 11, you head down to Rangeline, exit 4, that's 43, south to Seneca or Coyote up north where it becomes Schifferdecker, heading into Oklahoma. Those visibilities are significantly lower. We have dense fog, okay, these were just added, so we have dense fog advisories into northeastern Oklahoma, which jives again with the fog tracker, so I'll get an expiration time on those for you, but at least the others run until 10 o'clock this morning. This is why it makes sense that those fog advisories went out. Miami, Grove, Joplin, all reporting zero visibility. Now remember, these are just those specific points along the map, but we're talking very dense fog into Ottawa, Delaware, Craig, parts of McDonald, Newton, Jasper, Cherokee counties. We also have some reduced visibilities around Parsons and parts of western Labette County. Iola, just under 4 miles. Really, everyone except for Sedan has reduced visibilities of some type out there. So this is I-44, I-49, 69, 60. You name it, it's going to be impacted by this fog. So as you start your commute, this is your time to know you need to start early. Be prepared to leave early. Be prepared to be going very slow. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights are perfect for this. That's what they're for. You just need to be cautious. Now, once the fog clears out, we look great. Mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Will be dry. Temperatures will be seasonably warm. It's just almost a textbook September day. Now, I know we need more rain across the area. I know we had quite a bit. We do need more. Unfortunately, we just don't have any on the horizon. Temperatures this morning also considerably cooler than yesterday. We've got a lot of upper 50s out there, still some low 60s. Bentonville, Cassville, both as the warmer spots at 64. But again, for the most part, we're into the upper 50s to start our day. We're looking at being in the upper 50s as kids head out the door. And again, some patchy fog out there for some of us. 73 by lunch and recess time, 77 as they head home. We're going to go low 60s by 9, low 70s by noon. afternoon. And eventually we're looking at highs today into the upper 70s. And our average high this time of year is 79. So not doing too bad there in terms of those temperatures, with north breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures, though, begin to go above normal. We will bring you the details on that in the full forecast here in just a few more minutes. And in this morning's top stories, if you're wondering just how much rain Joplin's received recently, you can take a look at this. Water surged below the low water bridge at Joplin's Grand Falls. The rains from Berry and Newton counties brought Shoal Creek to a crest in the Joplin area yesterday. Experts gauged the water level in the creek was 3 feet higher than it was the day before, so it makes that more dangerous out there. To be cautious. Drivers in parts of Allen County might want to seek alternate routes beginning next month. KDOT plans to begin construction on a bridge replacement west of Moran on Nebraska Road. Construction is scheduled to begin the week of October 13th. The department says it expects the closure to last until spring. And another heads up out there, some Joplin streets will close to general traffic Saturday evening to clear the way for a Special Olympics truck convoy and show event. The convoy will leave 4 state trucks at 6 p.m. on Saturday. It'll wind through parts of South Joplin in 2 separate groups before ending at Cunningham and Mercy Parks by 7. There will be no cross traffic along the route for the duration of the convoy. In addition, 26th Street will be closed for most of the afternoon and evening on Saturday between Main and Maiden Lane. And you can get details of the specific route on our website at KOAMNewsNow.com. And millions of dollars will soon flow into Neosho, Missouri for the purchase of the city's water and wastewater systems. Missouri American Water announced yesterday it will buy both for $34.5 million. The agreement received unanimous approval from Neosho City Council after its submission by the Missouri Public Service Commission. This is footage from the town hall last month in August when the sale was discussed. The Neosho system provides water and wastewater services to more than 5,000 customers. Per the agreement, Neosho customers will continue to pay their existing water and wastewater rates. The deal also includes a nearly $35 million investment in system improvements. The acquisition is expected to be complete in the second half of 2026, pending Service Commission approval. And sometimes senior citizens can be an overlooked member of the community. But as KOAM's Ty Parks shows us, the goal of Health Resource Expo in Pittsburgh aims to help them get the information and resources they need.
Pittsburgh YMCA is hosting a senior health fair. The health fair is centered on seniors because
seniors can be often forgotten about, and there's so many resources in the community that are at their fingertips that they're not even aware of. So having it and having them come in, see what they can get in their community, in their county, whether it's health care, financial help.
Over 15 different vendors are at the health fair, and all the resources are free. The local health department is also there doing blood pressure screenings. Some of the tables are for fitness, home health, and hospice.
It's a normal part of life, and that we are there to help people at the end of life and just be an extra support for them. And hospice doesn't have to be scary. Everybody does die, and we're there to help them have the best quality of life at end of life.
Every aspect of life that can impact the life of a senior can be found at this fair.
I hope that when it comes time that they need the help in the home, or they can no longer be at home and they have to go somewhere, if they're struggling financially, they need help with their insurance, whether it's traditional Medicare Advantage plans, any of those things, they know exactly who to call.
In Pittsburgh, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Now, while organizers say this is the first year of the health fair, they have already attracted enough interest to host the fair again. And that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, Honda stops production of the Acura ZDX electric SUV, citing market conditions. Plus, Ford recalls more than 100,000 F-Series trucks for a steering defect. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 5:38. We'll be right back. In Consumer Watch this morning, Congress has until October 1st to pass a budget bill to keep the federal government funded. Now, the White House is warning federal agencies to prepare for mass firings should the government shut down next week. According to an Office of Management and Budget memo obtained by CBS News, departments are advised to consider sending reduction of force notices for programs, projects, and activities that lose funding and that do not align with the president's priorities. Congressional Democrats have described the memo as intimidation, as the White House has publicly blamed the party for the stalemate over passing a clean funding bill. Honda is pulling the plug on production of the Acura ZDX electric crossover SUV, which was assembled by General Motors plant in Tennessee. In a statement, Japanese car maker cited market conditions for its decision to stop making the vehicle. The move comes as U.S. federal tax credits for EV purchases are set to expire next week. And Ford is recalling more than 100,000 2020 and 2021 F-250, F-350, and F-450 pickup trucks. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, the steering column upper shaft could separate while the vehicles are in operation, causing a loss of steering and increasing the risk of a crash. The NHTSA says Ford is not aware of any accidents related to the issue. Impacted owners will be notified starting next month to take their vehicles to the dealership for a free repair. That's looks at our top consumer stories this morning, and we are still dealing, again for many of us, some dense fog out there. And our camera in downtown Pittsburgh is looking pretty good so far. There's still some reduced visibilities around the Pittsburgh area. In fact, Pittsburgh right now reporting officially 2.7 miles of visibility, but you can see the downtown area looks all right. But we do have dense fog out there. We do have dense fog advisories in place. We're going to go over those and talk about what happens after the fog clears when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:42. We will be right back. Well, eggs aren't just a popular food staple here in the U.S. Why their popularity is growing around the world in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. Egg prices have been on a roller coaster due to avian flu, but a new report is expecting the egg market around the world to grow. Rabo Research and the World Egg Organization are predicting the global egg market to grow by 22% over the next 10 years. Forecasters say much of that growth will come from Asia, Africa, and Latin America due to rising incomes, urbanization, along with changing consumer preferences. Now, the global egg market has already grown by 115% over the last 30 years. Look for products at Aldi to look a little different. The retailer says it's rebranding its private label products by putting its name on every product and launching its first ever namesake brand. It says the announcement is in response to customers wanting Aldi private label goods to be more recognizable. More than 90% of Aldi products are private label. And which cities spend the most on fast food? Well, a survey from Wallet Hub says people in Cleveland pay more for fast food relative to their income than people in any other city. Now, Wallet Hub analyzing the prices of fast food burgers, fried chicken sandwiches, and pizza in 100 of the largest cities. Detroit came in second, followed by Newark, New Jersey, Baltimore, and Birmingham, Alabama. Out of the 100 cities surveyed, Fremont, California came in last. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Certainly interesting. I don't know. My 10,000 McDonald's points says that I spend the most on fast food. Not just for me. I've got kids. They like it too. And it's easy sometimes. And what's not so easy is dealing with fog. And that's what we've got to deal with this morning. Now, downtown Pittsburgh, our camera there, it's been looking good most of the morning. Pittsburgh is officially reporting some reduced visibility, but as you can see, not in the downtown area. And that's the only issue we've got with some of these reporting stations is in some cases, especially here in our area, they're not directly connected to the community that they're in. Sometimes they're a bit separate. A great example really is the Joplin Airport. It's way up on the north side of the city. That's where the weather reports come from. But the thing is we've seen showers that follow 171. It rains or storms at the airport, but 90% of the city is dry. and partly cloudy. It's the same situation sometimes with the fog. Sometimes it's foggier up there than it is everywhere else. That is not the case this morning, though. This is a live look from what you can see. It's 7th and Range Line. The fog's actually thickened up a bit in Joplin. MoDOT cameras along the interstate kind of showing that. Now, again, I-44 at Main Street, I don't know, maybe it's the lights from the gas station, but something always makes it look a little clearer. But you can see exit 11, so that'd be 249 north or I-49 south. This is I-44 at Range Line and I-44 at exit 4, so that's 43 south, or if you're heading up, Coyote north into town. You can see the reduced visibilities. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line, slight improvement. So that's what I was talking about earlier this morning. You could see this. This is the signal at 17th Street. This is the one at 15th Street, and our last weather update just a few minutes ago, you could not see the signal at 15th Street. So that's the other thing with rapidly changing visibilities out there. And earlier, northeastern Oklahoma added to the dense fog advisory list, and I did check the expiration time for you. I told you I would. All of them still go through 10 a.m., including the new ones into northeastern Oklahoma. And here's a look at the fog tracker. Now, here's the deal. You may not be under a dense fog advisory, but take a look at Iola. Zero visibility being reported, so that's a stretch of 54 up there. Still some patchy dense fog into parts of western Labette County. Washington, Nowata, Craig counties, we have zero visibility in Grove. Joplin, only 0.2 of a mile. Miami, just a pinch over half a mile visibility. So you need to slow down. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. And as I've discussed this morning, my trip up here, zero visibility at times on parts of 171 and Old 96. So you're going like 25, 30 miles an hour on the highway. You've got to slow down. You've got to be prepared for your trip to take a little longer this morning. So this is your heads up. Maybe get the coffee done a little faster. Get yourself ready a little quicker because you might want to leave just a little earlier so that you're not late to wherever it is you're going, because it's better to arrive. It's honestly better to arrive a couple minutes late than not arrive at all. So be cautious. All right, fog, it goes away. And once it does, we're looking at mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through our Thursday. That'll continue. Fog again overnight tonight into early Friday morning. So we'll have to contend with that again across the region. But once it burns off again, similar situation, mostly clear to partly cloudy skies as we head through our Friday, and then we'll clear out for our Saturday. So again, this patchy fog continuing through at least 10 a.m. We're going to be near 60 to start, about 70 by 11 o'clock this morning. It'll be partly cloudy into the afternoon, mid to upper 70s. So again, right where we should be for this time of year. And we'll head into the evening, temperatures falling through the 60s by 10, upper 50s, maybe a couple of 60-degree readings overnight tonight with partly cloudy skies and more fog on the horizon. Tomorrow, about 80, low 80s Saturday, so that's the thing. Our average high is 79. However, our temperatures, thankfully, are not significantly above normal as we wrap up September and head into October, but they will be above normal as we head into the low to mid 80s through the weekend and the start of next week. So if you have something outdoors to get done before the really cold weather starts to arrive, now is your chance to get that taken care of. Switching gears now to sports this morning. For the second straight year, Neosho football has started the season with 4 straight wins. Last year, the Wildcats finished with a winning record for the first time since 2018. Now they're well on their way to doing it again. And if you asked head coach Brandon Towdy, the results on the field are a clear reflection of the team's hard work off of it.
We've got a good group of kids that have put in a ton of work in the offseason. They've dedicated a lot of time since January, and so they're committed, and they just continue to show up every single day, ready to work and focus on that day and get better. And so when you invest that kind of time and work hard like they have, you see the results from that.
Well, the Wildcat team embraces physicality, and that all starts with the guys up front on the offensive and defensive lines. All summer, they've worked in the weight room. They treat every practice like the real thing as an opportunity to get better. The whole team has embraced that mentality, and it's shown on game day. That's it for sports. We're back with more right after this. Well, the Southeast Kansas Symphony Orchestra carried on a tradition this week that's been going strong for more than a decade. Hundreds of 4th and 5th grade students from area schools packed into the Bicknell Family Center for the Arts for the annual children's concert. Now, each year, the event takes on a new theme. Last year, it was superheroes. This year, the focus was Hispanic music. Organizers hope the concert sparks a passion for music in the next generation, whether it inspires them to pick up an instrument, join a choir, inspire or simply become lifelong lovers of the arts. And the excitement of unified sports hit the lanes yesterday in Pittsburgh. More than 100 elementary and middle school students teamed up for the Southeast Unified Bowling Competition, the one-day event paired students with and without intellectual disabilities on the same team, creating friendships and celebrating the power of inclusion. And if you're looking for Halloween or fall events right here in the 4 states, but you don't know where to turn, we got you covered. This makes it a lot easier. See that QR code right there? If you scan it with your phone, do it right now. This QR code will take you straight to the events page of our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. You just scan it, and you're going to find information on all kinds of family fun events, including plenty of information on fall festivals and spooky or maybe the not so spooky haunted houses. This is at the events page in case you don't scan it right now at KOAMnewsnow.com. Just find that events page. And, well, it's kind of spooky. You don't even have to go to a spook house this morning because take a look. We've got this pretty dense fog out there for parts of the area, and now we're going to have that. We have dense fog advisories, parts of northeast Oklahoma and to southwest Missouri and even parts of southeast Kansas until 10 a.m. We'll be near 60 to start the day and about 70 by 11 o'clock this morning. Our average high is 79, and it dawned on me that's supposed to be 77. It's a degree off. I'm sorry, I punched in the wrong number. But either way, we're looking at upper 70s, so right about or maybe even a hair below normal. We'll have partly cloudy skies once the fog begins to burn off. North winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Heading into the evening, still mostly clear to partly cloudy. Mid-60s by 10. Overnight tonight, that fog returns, and we go back into the upper 50s, maybe some low 60s out there. Winds expected to be calm. Then we head down the road. Again, we'll have the fog to start our Friday. We'll go about 80. Start to warm up a bit. Now, the good news is our temperatures don't skyrocket. We're not soaring into the 90s as we head into October, which is certainly nice, but we are going to be above average and we are going to be dry. Sunny skies expected Saturday. A few clouds off and on throughout the next several days and temperatures hanging out in the low to mid 80s. That's a check of your forecast. We've got another hour of the KOAM Morning News right after this.